The news on the Wake Up Nigeria, I am Mike Mesikeno. The Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare says it will apply the no work, no pay law for the number of days Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors have been on strike. In a statement signed by the Assistant Director of Information, Ado Bako, the ministry expresses its displeasure over the decision of NARD to go on a 7-day warning strike despite attempts by the federal government to resolve issues and ensure continued industrial harmony. The statement argues that over the past months, the ministry, in collaboration with relevant security agencies, including the Office of the National Security Advisor, have been working tirelessly to ensure safe rescue of Dr. Ganiyat Popoola. According to him, no work, no pay policy is not intended to undermine the legitimate concerns of medical professionals, but to ensure that essential healthcare services are not unduly disrupted to the detriment of the public. NARD embarks on a 7-day warning strike over the abduction of one of its members, Dr. Ganiyat Popoola, who has been in captivity since the 27th of December 2023. Five more Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces in a second day of raids in the occupied West Bank, with the UN calling for de-escalation. The Israel Defense Forces said there were 5 terrorists who had hidden inside a mosque in Tulkarm, near the boundary with Israel. Israel began what it said was a major counter-terrorism operation in the West Bank on Wednesday. The IDF said yesterday that 9 militants had been killed, 5 in Jenin and Tulkarm, and 4 in Al-Farah refugee camp. The Palestinian Health Ministry said on Thursday that 12 people had been killed in IDF attacks so far. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called on Israel to immediately halt its operation, saying it was fueling an already explosive situation. He urged Israel forces to exercise maximum restraint and use lethal force only when it's strictly unavoidable. Now to sporting stories. Chelsea moved into the league phase of the Europa Conference League despite losing in Switzerland against Servette in the second leg of their qualifying playoff. Nkunku's penalty gave Chelsea the lead after Mikhailo Modric had been fouled by Keigo Tsunemoto. Jeremy pulled one back for Servette after 2 Servette substitutes combined to put the Swiss side ahead on the night. In other games, Astana beat Bran 3-0, Klasvik lost 2-1 to Helsinki, Paphos beat CFR Cluj 3-0, and Zira ran out 1-0 winners over Omonia Nicosia. In the Europa League, Apoel Nicosia beat RFS 2-1, CS Petro Club lost 2-1 to Ludogorets, Ajax beat Jagiellona 3-0, and Besiktas also beat Lugano 5-1 on aggregate. Manchester City have been drawn at home to Inter Milan and away to PSG as part of a new-look league phase to the Champions League that UEFA hopes will provide a more exciting first stage of the competition. Of course, Liverpool have been handed a home tie with Real Madrid from Pot 1, as well as a trip to RB Leipzig. And Slot's men will also host Bayer Leverkusen and visit AC Milan, 2 teams from Pot 2. Meanwhile, Arsenal will play PSG at home and visit Inter Milan, their 2 Pot 1 opponents, while they will also host Shakhtar Donetsk and travel to Europa League holders Atalanta. Aston Villa, former European champions, having lifted the cup in 1982, have been given a mouth-watering home encounter with Bayern Munich. Unai Emery's side will also host Juventus as they return to the Champions League, ending a run of 41 years without playing in Europe's football's premier competition. Celtic will take on RB Leipzig and Club Brugge at Parkhead while facing trips to Borussia Dortmund and Atalanta. For the new season, the Champions League has been expanded from 32 to 36 teams, a transformation from the traditional group stage to a single league phase, including all participating teams. And Cristiano Ronaldo was honored with a special award in recognition of his remarkable legacy in the Liverpool have signed Juventus winger Federico Chiesa for £10 million with a further £2.5 million in add-ons based primarily on team performance. Chiesa joins on a 4-year deal and is Arne Slot's first signing to arrive at the club. The forward was the star of the Italy squad that beat England on penalties in the Euro 2020 final at Wembley. You know, someone mentioned it's quite impressive that the Italians, most of them, I mean, we saw Gianluigi Buffon during the draw at the Champions League, and also Federico Chiesa now, Italians, football Italians with their own language, but they can speak English. Calafiori also. There's something quite there. Something quite there. Intelligent guys, I must say. All right, moving on, still on transfer stories. Bournemouth have also signed Chelsea goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga on a season-long loan. Kepa is the world's most expensive goalkeeper after moving to the Blues in 2018 from his boyhood club Athletic Bilbao for £71 million. This week, the Spain international extended his contract at Chelsea, which had been due to expire at the end of the 2025 season. And that's the news and sports for today. We take a time out now. Stay with us. There's still more excitement to come on the show.